Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 75th and final episode of Hikaru no Go. That's right, after this long journey, we're finally about to come to an end with it. You know, I first started watching this anime on like November 12th of last year, and at the time of recording this, it's October 14th of this year, 2019. So that's almost a year of dedicated to one anime. Of course, the whole year wasn't dedicated to it, you know, just little bits of it here and there. But still, it feels like it's been a while. It feels like I've been watching this show for a long time, and I have, really. So it's kind of hard to believe it's coming to an end here, but, you know, it is. So at this match, we're still continuing with our match between Hikaru and Akira, which hasn't come to an end yet, and hopefully we can get some of that divine move action in the match, and hopefully when it does end this episode, both our players walk away satisfied, and hopefully I walk away satisfied, and hopefully that's how it is. So let's just watch it, see how it goes. 3, 2, 1, play. Lao 666, some of these subtitle credit names. And this whole thing where you insert your fan subgroup staff members, you know, alongside the actual credits and stuff. I don't think that really happens much anymore in fan subs. It used to be pretty big back in the day. But you know, as you probably know, the age of fan subbing's kind of past and dead. It only happens with shows that end up in Netflix jail for the most part. And here we go. Yeah, I have to say, don't forget Shin though. Yeah, they matter too. Maybe not as much, but they do matter as well. As do I. The future looks bright. Natsukashi Ego. That same smile. Oh yeah, I forgot we. I thought we. Yeah, I completely forgot we ended off on that. Yeah, that was a big deal. Wow, how did I forget that? He does. He knows better than anyone else. Someone else inside of you. What do you say in response? Can't just never mind that. That was a big thing to drop. Uh, but yeah, it is definitely sounds weird, but you're onto it. I have a friend to talk to outside. Are you gonna say anything? Obviously, he doesn't have to if Hikaru back down, but he can say something if he wants to. The game you play is what you are. I suppose. Because there's no reason to feel the need to overthink these things. Just Hikaru is Hikaru, Sai is Sai. So in the end, he really doesn't say anything in response to it. Or maybe he will. I doubt that, because this is the last episode, and I don't think it's going to get a second season. You know, if it hasn't in the past 10,000 years since it's been out. He's not letting that go. So there is a secret. Tell me the secret, Hikaru. Yeah, you can't back down from your opinion now, Akira. No, too late to take it back. Not now, it said later. That's really funny. What about the match, though? We didn't finish it, did we? Well, I want to know who won. They might just leave it ambiguous. Oh, Hikaru. Well, then what's the rest of the episode going to be about? Got a nice pile of clothes there, I see. Is that really all we're gonna get from the game? Like, we didn't even get much of the discussion that he talked about. They referenced. Oh, that hair. The hair looks familiar. And that's the person that's attached to. Sigh, I've missed you. Is he gonna say anything? Or is he just gonna watch? Yes, please tell me more about that, please. Oh. So he did lose then, okay. But yeah, there'll be plenty more games in the future, I'm sure. That's nice. It's great to see him so happy talking to Sai again. Really heartwarming stuff. Yeah. Just watch the anime if you want to be updated. Because it's your life, Hikaru, and it's yours to live. He did say that. uh, oh, now he looks away. I don't think he's gonna end up saying anything. A gift? I don't suppose you get to take that to the real world, do you? Uh, people really wake up that early? He's a pro, he doesn't gotta go to school no more. No. Sai is inside of him after all. Sometimes. I guess you could say that. We're getting out of here. Okay. They're definitely friends. I can see where they left now. Yeah, definitely above my head. uh, Look how far we've come with these two. They know the drill by now. uh, yeah, sound travels. Yeah, rank is just a rank at the end of the day. Wow. He's really standing up for Hikaru there. Actually kind of gave me chills. Yeah, they're definitely good friends. That was really nice, actually. Yeah, he's ahead of you as we already established. Gotta catch up. Gotta do what you gotta do. Just keep playing, go. Why, how you doing? Nice. Yeah, I don't suppose you'd be willing to share, would you? I'm quite a bit hungry right now. Right. I don't understand the question. Is it hard to rank up? I don't know. Yeah, I guess it probably make it a bit harder to rank up if you miss a bunch of matches. But not forever, but for a while. That's why it doesn't matter. That's why, rank doesn't matter that much. It's supposed to be reflection of your skill, but it's never going to be an exact reflection of your skill. It's just supposed to give you a baseline. That move. Was it the divine move? Why, play me. So we did get to keep it, sort of. Yeah, I knew it wasn't a literal thing, but close enough. And that's that. Hikaru, the best first down ever. Doing his best to rank up. Since I'm not super familiar with how the ranking up works, I don't know how much of a hole he dug himself into with the skipping matches thing. One day. It's not yet. There's still a first down after all. That was a reaction. Bald. He was so bald. And so angry. Probably because he's bald. A little bit scared there. You look worried. I think he's about to destroy you. One black stone. Morishita. Morishita. Oh, we got to be second Dan. Cool. Congrats, Waya. And everyone doing their best to improve. Such focused eyes. Back at school. It doesn't look great. Man, how long is this gonna go on for? Oh, cool. Does that say gourmet guide, like a cooking book? I may have misread that, but what I got from that. Hikaru, what are you up to? Love, love, go. He loves go. And not Hikaru. Yeah. You two doing alright? Not even together, really. Back to back. Good at having fun. Ochi, of course, gotta do his best. And she's remaining Stacy. As I would expect from Asumi. Again. Yeah, I bet he's gotten a lot better than you. And that's the board that started it all. Owari, the end. Year and a half, What do you think, Mai-chan? What about you, Dragon Ball shirt kid? What if it ever happened? I wouldn't count on it, but that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Sayonara. And it is over. That was the 75th and final episode of Hikaru no Go. Now, one thing I would complain about is that I was expecting to see a bit more of the match, because I thought last episode ended with like a kind of a halfway point, like them stopping for lunch, and then we would come back to it this episode and play the rest of the game. But that's not what happened, so that's just no. We just called it good, you know? We just finished it off screen, which is definitely disappointing to me, but that's the only real complaint I have with the episode. At least we have to find out who won, which was Akira, which makes sense because Akira did kind of have a head start on Hikaru, and him taking that big break, forfeiting a bunch of matches, I'm sure didn't help anything at all in that regard. And man, it's almost 4 o'clock. But anyway, yeah, it makes sense. Definitely makes sense. I can accept that outcome for sure because Hikaru was just gonna continue to improve, catch up to Akira over time, play more matches with him, definitely. So, we did have a scene where he was dreaming about Sai. That was one of the more emotional scenes of the episode, I would say. Just seeing a Hikaru so happy and excited to not only see Sai, but to also tell him about everything that's happened, Because for as long as they've known each other, they've been kind of together for everything. But ever since he disappeared, Hikaru's had all these experiences by himself. And, so he's never really had the means to really talk about his experiences to Sai before. But now, he has the ability to, because the difference in circumstances. And I am glad. I made a comment about Sai not talking early on in that scene because I wanted him to talk, but by the end of the scene, I definitely didn't change my mind on that because I think the scene would have definitely been lessened if he had talked. Like, I definitely agree with the decision to him not saying anything. It helped the scene a lot, actually. And he just silently gave him his special fan. And they obviously, since it was all, mind spiritual stuff, he didn't actually have that in real life, but he bought it at a shop, so it's the same thing, really, And I really like the one scene where they show them both, Hikaru and Akira, at the Go Salon. The same, which I believe is the same one where they met. And just really, really, that scene showed just how good friends and rivals they've become. Again, this big fight about high-level disagreements of Go concepts and stuff. And you have people leaving because they know a big argument's about to start, which was great. And, they argue like you would expect. And some people may have taken that as a kind of a negative, like they don't like each other because they're arguing and yelling at each other, but that's clearly not the case. Man, after Hikaru left and that one guy started to badmouth Hikaru, kind of like in a way that's like, that boy, he should know his place. He's a mere first dan, thinking he could tell Akira what's what. Then Akira comes up from behind him and says, "You shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. First dan is just an official rank. It has nothing to do with how good he actually is." That was just a really great bit there, like really showcasing how much respect Akira has for Hikaru and stuff. It was great to see. And of course, that concept was kind of expanded upon later on by talking about all the details about why he's stuck at first dan because of all the forfeited matches and stuff like that. Which is why, in his case, it's especially true that the rank does not showcase skill. I said this earlier, but you just really rankings, any kind of ranking or tests are never going to be a perfect representation of how good you actually are, because test taking and stuff, it's really just testing how good you are at taking tests for the most part. Especially bad if you have a multiple choice test of something. But really, all a test really shows is that, are you roughly as good as this or better? That's all a test usually will tell you. So, that's why you can't say, oh, he passed this, so I guess he's this good, or he didn't pass this, so I guess he's not that good. It's not a perfect system. So, but it's people only really use that because it's simple and easy. It's like, hey, how good are you at Go? Well, I'm a first dan. Oh, well, I guess you're not as good as me because I'm a second dan, even though it doesn't quite work that way. But that's that's more than willing to say on the subject. And we had a very long kind of a musical montage segment near the end there, just kind of showcasing everyone's development and stuff. Like even showed Wyatt becoming a second dan, and even just showed some other characters and what they're currently doing. So I'm glad we got that. Glad we got to see kind of how everyone's doing for the most part. It is kind of funny to see people about playing Hikaru and say things like, "What the heck? Is this guy really a first dan? He wiped the floor with me." So yeah. So probably all I was had to say on the episode itself. So I guess I can talk about the overall series. This has been a very, very long show. 75 episodes is a lot, for sure. And it's obviously going to be difficult to really remember everything that happened throughout this journey. But overall, I thought this was a very good anime. Very well done, very well made. It's a fairly old anime, so you do have to kind of take that into consideration when evaluating it. But it's a fairly simple story. It follows a character named Hikaru, And he starts off pretty much not really caring about Go at all, I don't think. And then his life changed forever when the spirit of an ancient ghost Go instructor that had kind of got screwed over in his time joins him and kind of allows him to kindle a passion for Go within him. And then we see him going from being this kid that's not very good at Go at all, and has Sai play the matches for him and destroy people, to over time becoming more and more skilled at the game, more and more reliant on his own ability rather than his ghost friends. Getting more and more enthusiasm for the game, getting more better at the game, and that's basically what the journey was all about. For the most part, is him finding this something to really care about and get better at. And obviously bonded a lot with Sai over the course of the show, as well as making friends and just, really finding a direction in life and pursuing it as best he can. And he had a lot of experiences throughout on the way, like a lot of life experiences he kind of got through this whole Go path that he took. We got to see a lot of that. He went through a lot of struggles over time. He kind of got a lot of hurdles that he got over, over time. The biggest one, of course, was when Sai left him, and he had to get over that. That was by far the hardest thing that he had to really accept. But in the end, he accepted that as well and was able to move on and continue to pursue this goal of his life. So I really don't know how much I can say about it. However, it was a very, satisfying journey that we went on with this character, and the show did a good job of making us care about him and his journey and hoping for him to succeed. And the whole rivalry between Hikaru and Akira was one of the best things about the show, because it was one of the best done rivalries I've seen in anime. Definitely. And it always was kind of interesting to see Akira kind of struggle with understanding what the deal with Hikaru was. Because, one day he's like, wow, this guy is way better than I could ever hope to be. Then, next day he's like, what the heck? You're terrible. Like, what is this? Is this a joke to you? I begged my teacher to let me be the second board or whatever to fight you, and this is the performance you give me? Like, Akira had been so confused for so long, but by the end of the show, he had more or less had it figured out. Although he kind of doubted his own conclusion. So that was really great. That whole thing, everything with Akira was great. Like, everything with Akira and, his connection with Hikaru was great. So, and it was always fun watching people see Hikaru and think like, wow, this kid has got potential, and then they would explain it to other people who would say, what, really? Who cares about him? But isn't Akira the only one that matters? Like, no, yeah, Akira's good too, but don't be sleeping on my boy Hikaru over here. He's good too. We got to see a lot of that, Hikaru showing people, especially when people make comments like, huh, he's using his stones like a complete amateur, but his move itself was really, really good. Like, he's a professional. That kind of dissonance, between some of his moves and the actions and stuff was always very interesting to me. Just kind of how confused people got because of it. So, and the mother also kind of being confused about the whole pro thing. Like, I don't really understand what my son's doing. Like, he's a pro, but he's like in middle school or whatever. Like, what's happening? How does any of this work? I enjoy that mother being kind of confused about that. So, yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about the show. It was good. The relationship between Sai and Hikaru was good as well. Even though I don't know, I don't really want to get into that, but just yeah, everything about the show I'd say was handled pretty well for the most part. I yeah, I don't really have much more to say beyond that. I'm glad I watched it, definitely. I don't think I would have watched the 75 episode old anime without, the push to. So I'm glad that, it ended up the way it did, and I was able to watch it like this, because it's definitely worth watching, I would say. That's definitely safe to say. So, yeah, if you've followed this reaction series all the way to episode 75, that's pretty impressive. And, I do react to plenty of other anime, so maybe you'll find something else on the channel to watch if this is it for that, which it is. So, there you go. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.